I'm Aarav. This is the story of how I found myself again. The room was completely dark. It felt like the darkness had spread its roots everywhere, taking over everything. A little bit of light was coming in through the window, but it seemed even the light was afraid to enter. It was as if the light was gathering its courage, but hesitant to face the darkness. There was silence all around, only the sound of a clock ticking, tick-tock, tick-tock, as if even time was waiting for me. Every tick of the clock seemed to match my heartbeat, creating a strange unease. I was lying on the bed, eyes closed, face down, a lot of tension in my forehead. It felt like the weight of the whole world was on my head. My mind was in turmoil, a lot of it. A storm of thoughts was raging, which refused to stop. There was a lot of sadness, and I felt very alone. It felt like only I and my sadness were left in this dark room. Every day felt like a mountain, which was very difficult to climb. I didn't feel like getting out of bed, as if every day brought a new challenge. I couldn't understand why all this was happening. Why has this darkness fallen in my life? Why am I not able to get out of this sadness? Life had become like a boring journey. Every day the same old routine, the same boredom, the same loneliness. It seemed as if there was no color left in life. Everything had become colorless and dull. Sometimes I would look at old pictures, remembering those happy moments. The memories of those days seemed to take me out of this darkness for a moment. I tried to write down my thoughts. Maybe it would give me some relief, but every word seemed to increase my pain. I kept looking at my phone. Maybe a message would come, a call would come, but every time I was disappointed. I tried to calm myself down, took deep breaths, but that uneasiness, that sadness, that darkness, everything seemed to be inside me. The hands of the clock seemed to be moving very slowly. Every moment seemed like an era, as if time itself had stopped. I kept looking at the ceiling, wondering when this darkness would end. When will there be light in my life again? When will I be happy again? But one day, I decided that I have to get out of this darkness. I have to bring light back into my life. I have to be happy again. I opened the curtains and let the light in. That light seemed to spark a new hope in my heart. And that day, I realized that no matter how deep the darkness is, a ray of light can erase it. We just shouldn't give up. I stepped outside and embraced the world again. I was sure that the sun of happiness would shine in my life again. And from that day on, I decided that I would never let darkness take over my life. I will always keep moving towards the light. A little bit of morning light started coming in through the window. The sun's rays fell on my face, but I didn't wake up. I didn't feel like getting out of bed. Every day felt the same. No excitement, no happiness. My life had become boring and tiring. I opened my eyes and closed them again. I didn't feel like I could start the day today. Every morning, the same story repeated itself. Even after hearing the sound of the alarm, I would turn it off and try to sleep again. But today was different. There was something special about the light coming from the window. I slowly tried to get up. The smell of coffee kept near the bed woke me up a bit. I looked out the window. There was a strange peace even in the hazy morning. The leaves of the trees were swaying in the light wind. The chirping of birds was heard. I thought, maybe today could be different. I promised myself that I would do something new today, something that makes me happy. I got out of bed and started my day, took a sip of coffee and realized that maybe today wouldn't be so bad. Maybe sometimes all we need is a fresh start, a new hope, a new direction. And today, I decided to do the same. I started my day with a new energy and realized that maybe even foggy mornings can be beautiful. With great difficulty, I got out of bed. My steps were heavy, and my mind even more so. I showered, got dressed, and went downstairs for breakfast. Every step was like a burden, and every breath like a struggle.
How are you, son?
I'm fine, but the truth was that I was not okay at all. My mind was very disturbed, and my body was tired. I didn't feel like eating, but I couldn't bear to see my mother sad. I tried to put a fake smile on my face, but inside, I was broken. Mum put her hand on my shoulder and said, "You look very tired. Take some rest for a few days." Her voice clearly showed concern. I nodded slightly, but there was a strange uneasiness in my heart. Mum served me food, and I started eating slowly. Every bite was like a burden, but I knew I had to eat for Mum. Looking out the window, I wondered when this exhaustion would end. Will I ever find peace? Mum looked back at me while cleaning the table. There was both concern and love in her eyes. I slowly got up and walked towards my room. Every step was like a new challenge. As soon as I lay down on the bed, I looked at the ceiling and thought, will this tiredness ever end? Closing my eyes, I promised myself that tomorrow would be a new day, and maybe tomorrow would be better. Mum peeked into the room and gave a slight smile. There was a hope in her smile, which gave me some relief too. Slowly, I drifted off to sleep, hoping that tomorrow would be better than today.
Today, Aarav was all alone in his room. His eyes were closed, his mind full of questions. Why am I so tired? Is it just my body that is tired, or is there something else? Taking a deep breath, Aarav looked into his heart. It seems this tiredness is not just of the body. The mind and heart are also tired. Aarav took out his diary. Opening a new page, he wrote, "Today I made a promise to myself. I will understand this fatigue. I will overcome it. No matter how difficult it is, I will not give up." Closing the diary, Aarav started looking out the window. It seemed as if a ray of hope had blossomed in his heart after making the promise. Something has to change, have to get out of this fatigue. Taking another deep breath, Aarav thought, I will definitely get out of this darkness. With a slight smile, he got ready for a new beginning. So friends, how did you like Aarav's life? What will happen next? To know, do subscribe and wait for the next part.